Live.
Hello.
Hello,
Onomatopoeia.
everybody.
Hello, everyone. All right. I forgot I renamed the music bot Ambiance. All right.
You love
Welcome
ambience.
back to another session of the Stained Glass Lands. To my recap. On the group's journey towards Estelheim, the spire city in the northern, or not northern, but highest elevation of the Stained Glass Lands, you encountered Lady Eleanor, the leader of the Watchers of the New Dawn, who promised certain answers to why the group of you have coalesced here at this peak at this time. In this city, you were given some directions as to where to go afterwards, but in the present, you dealt with a few things. A plot to smuggle dragon's blood barrels from a joint effort from the Orm Throne Empire and Malefica in the Icicle, or former lands of the Icicle Kingdoms, in the far north territories of the Stained Glass Lands, was foiled by you. You cleared out the Crossblood camp there, and you discovered that they're smuggled by now very familiar bandits, Donnie and Hyde. There was a cluster of them located inside the vault of the Lysarium Draconis chapter located within the city of Estelheim. Along your way, you stopped by multiple occasions. The new sprung-up Troubadour's Triumph, started by the Stragglers of Fenton's family that made their way over to Estelheim to escape the closing pincer of the two powerhouses, the Inari Dynasty and the Ochre Kingdom, clamping over New Kylax, their former home. And that's where you've been staying for the past few days with a few of the patrons and travelers there. You took a visit to the Painters Guild and discovered what happened to Arho, Lorenz's twin brother, who has now been shackled and into magic bindings after their tragic fate that befell the Painters Guild some dozen or so years ago. Eventually, you heard from Isfaine, one of the Dragonborn of Malefica, that tomorrow then and today now, the Orm Throne would be declaring war against the Stained Glass Lands and reopening the fault line sort of directly to the east of the Tladi Basin that the Orm Throne were stopped by previously. Pamphlets rained down from the sky, and you were informed that there would be a meeting from the seven powers in this lands, known as the Council of Seven, like there was 10 or so years ago. And similarly, there would be a tournament to commemorate that. That was won 10 years ago by an individual you have now spoken to, Rook of the Sky, a tabaxi, one of the powers involved in the Shimmering Sands, and potential ally of Fuskra and his people in the deserts there. And at her behest, all six of you, enrolled in the Spireward Sagas, as they are called. The announcer, with his wand and booming voice, explained that it would be a symbolic kind of tournament for those who wished to enroll. There would be 7 sides competing, each representing the powers. You're not sure why Rook was given one of the powers, but she was, despite not being one of the main 7. Might confuse you a bit, but would be something for you to discover. It is now roughly noon. It's quite cold in Estelheim, even at the trailing end of summer, early days of fall, as the trees are pretty much already brown already. And despite the sun beating down overhead, it is a little chill. It is somewhat cold in the air. when we left off, you were being ushered out of the shelf, as it's called, that Rook has settled on. And with your blessing, I forgot to mention this, but you were given 6 small little badges. They're small little sewn, kind of like the size of a wallet, but tokens that allow you to participate. And you can see that in stitchwork emblazoned on them is a red, square, castle-like figure of a rook itself. Seems to be the symbol she's riding with. And with a somewhat cryptic conversation, she told you that the reason she's placing trust in you is that she was told that 6 strangers would arrive by some mythical figure at the top of this mountain.
What
The
could
door
that be?
swings shut, and you are within the mazework of the catacombs surrounding this massive, massive coliseum. You can hear the steady roar and hum of the crowd outside. And the 6 of you are left there. You have the day to do what you wish. You have about 12 hours until the midnight games begin, as was said. And you can overhear that the Council of 7 will be flitting in, and you can already see spaces being sort of cleared out, individual shelves with different banners unfurling with the flags of the 7 rough nations. You can see Malefica's pointed, jagged, star-like flag tattering in the wind. You can see the blue and black square of the Tlani Basin, the red and gold tattering banner standing proudly of the Ochre Kingdom, the starry purple and blue flag of the Inari Dynasty, and so on and so forth. What would you like to do? You have some time. You have some potential threads.
I believe the first thing we discussed last time was talking to Hano about
Yes.
the other competitors.
Who wishes to go speak to Hano?
I would like to go.
Yeah.
I believe we were going as a group.
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
So I guess we are all going.
Reed walks off. Straight towards the
Eyes
Tlani
on.
banner.
Straight to
Where's
the
Reed?
Tlani banner?
Fair enough.
Okay.
Reed! Reed! Shit. Hana doesn't like me anyway, so I guess I'm gonna try and keep Reed out of trouble.
Oh shit, now I'm gonna get in trouble.
Shane will set up a psychic whispers connection with Fenton, Leora, and Foshra.
There's the brief static, kind of like the start of a headache that never fully materializes, crackle in your minds, and you can hear Chain's voice echo through it.
Only for 2 hours this time. Yeah, and then Chain's gonna run and try and catch up with Reed.
Yeah, it's easy enough to flit through the crowd. So the 4 of you, Leora, Fenton, Foshka, and Lorenz, you can see that Hano is busy at this time. There are multiple individuals, presumably gamblers, and the people in charge of the betting circles begin to crowd up to him, kind of like a celebrity. But he catches your group, and you can sense a brief hint of annoyance, but he waves and welcomes you over. Takes a few minutes to stand in line as he finishes up some conversations before allowing you ingress and the room to speak. And you can see him sort of clutch his pipe, which exudes purple smoke. Yes. What do you wish to speak to me about? I apologize. I'm quite busy. Money has to be made.
We have just entered into the tournament on the side of Rook. And she suggested we find someone who knows more about our competition.
At that, he raises a brow, kind of leans in. Ah, right. You're going to be joining the games.
Bushra holds the badge with Rook's insignia on it in his palm.
Looks at it curiously, turns back, leans towards one of the bookies, mentions something, whispers, crosses something off on his sheet, and waves him away. I see. You're entering on Rook's side.
Which is whose side, if I might inquire?
Hers. Well, if you wanted information, I'm the person. I was here last time. Yes, there are 7 competitors here, but word on the streets is that Gerganulek is not participating this time around, and someone scrounged up the money to get Rook a bid on a slot to have. Now, in my opinion, that would be an enemy of Rose, but who would be an enemy of Rose that would care enough to launder a couple million gold pieces to them, huh? Those tickets are expensive. What do you want to know?
Who are the other fighters that we will be going against?
The other fighters, well, you'll get a chance to meet them beforehand. He points a claw towards one of the larger shelves. You can see it's large, circular, kind of like a one of those scalloped windows with different panels and rock pillars separating them about 2 stories tall. A large circular chamber. That's where you get to meet and, well, settle differences amongst yourselves before the ring. If you want to make an official alliances and all, but that's later. If you want to know the actual other participants, Amadeus is sending his troops, the Anaya Dynasty is sending a squadron, New Kylax is sending someone I don't know. Rose obviously wishes to take a piece of the pie for his own. I hear that Malefica is sending a squadron, and nobody's sure about the Witch of Plani and what she's doing. But I'm sure she's up to something.
You don't happen to have any insights into what the events of the tournament might look like this time around? We plan to get a little better prepared before entering.
Yes.
Physically.
And that, my friend, is the exciting part. You see, there are clues that have been left. I'm not certain where, but nobody is.
Left intentionally.
There will be an announcement at some point by... I tune in the speaker. He's good at giving his announcements. But the point of it is to look around and figure things out for yourself. If you want to know what it was last time, it was a... well, it was a circular arena. They had to solve an interlocking puzzle together. Obviously, the first one to do it won, but you couldn't do it entirely by yourself. There were cards to collect. The first one to get a hand that beat the announcer as he stood upon his podium would win. How they collected cards was different. Some were hidden. They all got one drawn randomly. But it won't be the same this time. Maybe similar in concept, but I wouldn't expect anything identical. If you want to know more, well, it's not entirely an illusory image. the magicians of the Lyceum work together, predominantly the illusionist and the conjurer. So I don't think you can pretend it's all an illusion. It's all very real. But I will also mention something. Time doesn't pass as it does normally. I wouldn't expect to be there, in your perspective, out there in 1 hour. We in the audience get projections of the highlights that occur. But the last challenge that took there, the one Rook won, it took a week, from what she said. So good luck out there. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No. It was just thumbing the button, that's all.
I will caution you, the main interest here are the bets that are being wagered. You see that it's less of what the monetary rewards can be gained by the peons and peasants like me. These powers take these games seriously. Estelheim's tournament is sacred. This arena means something. All of the powers will want to hedge something. A bet, a city, a town, power, items, knowledge. I would figure out what they are after, not who you'll be fighting. Since I would not want to fight anyone, but I'd still want to win. But that may be my perspective speaking. Do you understand?
Definitely.
Good luck.
If you were to make a bet, what would you say are chances of our winning from what you know now?
He leans back. There's more that is involved than brute strength. I would not try to force something. Be clever about what you do. Be clever about the alliances you make. It's not going to be easy, but nothing worth doing ever is. Be smart about it. Don't be quick.
Seems more and more like it is something up your alley, Fenton.
I imagine there will be more to it than that, but perhaps.
There is a loud sound and a rush that occurs from across the crowd. As you can see, the banner that holds Plani, the shelf, there is a flash of crackling blue light. And from across the arena, you can see a black-robed figure raise hands, mutter something, and shade preternaturally begins coalescing, pulling from different parts of the arena, and casting the shelf she's on with a sort of dark blue-purple sunset light. And you can see kind of like minnows around a shark, the people around it disperse, kind of flinch back away a little bit. And alone on around a 20 by 40 pavilion sits this black-veiled woman. You can't really see her face, it's obscured. But you think you know who it is.
Same kind of robes I've seen before?
Yes. Funeral attire.
Mm-hmm. I don't hear crying from across the arena, do I?
You hear kind of like the radiating waves of conversation and a brief still and silence that comes across this arena as people realize who it is that they're seeing. before it sort of rebounds with a burble of excitement. She's alone, you can see. There's nobody else around her, no guards, nothing. And Hano smiles and leans back, puts the pipe in his mouth. She came prepared, I see.
Through the psychic whispers, I'm gonna get with Shane. Do not let it lean near that woman.
I'm gonna try my best, but it's me versus Reed. So
Are you done speaking with Hano?
I'd like to speak with him a little bit more, kind of keeping my eyes on Sasala out there. I'll resume talking to Hano. Just ask him, where is the line, Hano?
What line?
I can't. Your angle, your philosophies. I don't know why you placed the burden of knowledge upon us yesterday, and yet we come back to you for more advice. Crisis averted. What balance do you seek?
He frowns. What makes you think I'm seeking a balance?
What else could it be to you? We spilled blood to save blood. That was a choice we made. It's an action we took. Are we justified in doing so? Or is it just a game? Are you a jester pulling random strings?
Would you consider a pendulum in motion to be balanced? He swings a claw back and forth through the air. The difference between a keeper and one of my orders is that the keepers say it shouldn't move, but I say it should. There's nothing wrong with it moving back and forth, oscillating, circling the drain. So long as nothing cuts it. What I prevented by informing you is defending a city of people I liked. Why are you determined to read more into it?
We saved many lives. Without our intervention, surely a great amount of blood would have been spilled, but that blood would not have been on our hands. The green cloaks we killed to stop the destruction, however, that is on our hands, and I suppose I don't know how to reconcile this.
While you were away, I spoke with a good friend of yours and a good friend of mine. And I told Coel that I was proud of you. You made a decision. You could have done nothing. Coel said the same. Just because you're doing something doesn't mean you're contradicting any of your ideals or goals. You don't have to do something because you feel an impetus beyond you. You are a person, and you have to remember that. You have your goals and desires. Don't let what you are overcome who you are. He smiles, or at least that's what Coel said.
All right. I'll consider. Yes,
I have money to make, so unless you want me to change the bets I hedged on you to one of less favorable standing, I advise you to go on your way.
Very well. I will do so without further comment.
He waves you off. You can see the guards he has parts and ushers the four of you there, free. All right. Chain, you're trying to catch up with Reed.
Yes.
I would like you to make.
My pace of movement is speed walking.
Speed walking. Okay. Oh, yeah, make a simple dexterity check to see if you can dodge and duck your way through the crowd to intercept Reed.
I do acrobatics.
And Reed, go ahead and yeah, you make acrobatics. Reed, make an athletics check with advantage. Reed is absolutely mall walking.
You want me to make a check as well?
Make it with advantage, yes. Since you do have a head start. Athletics, not acrobatics. You're barging.
My
your way
bad.
through. Chain, unfortunately, you're not. Just before you can see the sort of hunched, even cutting above the crowd, and the yes.
I know he rolled a nat 20, but if I rolled a psionic die and got above a 21, would I be able to keep up?
It has to be done before the roll is adjudicated. I'm sorry.
For psionic die, it's
Let me check the wording of that feature quickly.
if you fail an ability check using a skill or tool with which you have proficiency, you can roll a psionic energy die and add the number rolled to the check. So I would have to know if I failed it before I even used it.
I see. Then go ahead and roll it. Yeah, that's what the feature says. 5.
So 23 total.
Expending your psionic senses and sort of cutting through you can feel sort of the lifeblood pulses of the electric minds of the people around you, sort of supernaturally cutting through the crowd where it's thick thin at this moment in time. Just before you encounter the sort of spiral staircase leading up to the ledge in which the Wish of Tlani sits, Reed, you can hear Chain scuttle up behind you.
Reed, what are you doing?
Speaking with the one that killed Talani. Part of me.
Foskor says to keep you away from her. I don't think it's a good idea to go up there.
I trust you. Misplaced, perhaps. I turn around and start to walk away.
Away as in away from Aselma?
No.
Away from me?
Yes.
Towards Aselma.
Yes.
Fuck, I don't, can I try to grapple Reed?
Make an athletics check, and Reed, make a contested athletics versus acrobatics check.
Oh, no need.
Wonderful.
There's no need. I cast gaseous form.
Chain, you reach out, your hand briefly wraps around Reed's wrist, but it closes in on something you're not entirely sure as you watch Reed pick off the ground and become not quite incorporeal, but blurred image of himself through the air.
I'm going to immediately call the Foskor through the sonic whispers. I tried to grab him and he turned into fucking smoke! He's going towards her!
I'm going to ignore any staircase. I'm just going to go through the viewing opening. I'll just be a wisp of reed-flavored air on the wind.
Well, that's the worst way you could have described it.
Shane, I guess, is going to keep running after Reed for the moment. This
Reed.
fart cloud
Do you have a
Reed.
fly speed, Chain?
I'm running up the stairs, you asshole!
Why did you ask a Kenku if you had a fly speed? That's fucked up.
Because I'm currently flying.
Yeah, fuck you.
And
Fucking
Reed
fart
is
cloud.
flying. You can see him pull up from the cloud and simply rise to where the shelf is. Foshkro, you arrive a couple of minutes later after the conversation with Hano, and presumably follow Chain, but Chain, are you directly joining the two of them on the ledge?
Yeah, Chain is running up the stairs.
You can see a sort of bruise-colored blue-black flag, striped and bordered on the edges along the door you're pushing in.
Can I try to do so stealthily?
You can certainly make a stealth check, yes.
Ah!
Oh, I was about to say you're about to get blasted with Disintegrate for trying to sneak up on Sazala, but you might actually be able to sneak up on Sazala.
But Reed, are you materializing when you cusp over the lip of the shelf?
Yes.
This empty, shaded pavilion, sort of tiled, covered in sand, and you can see Sazala resting in a chair, her arms folded sort of calmly over her lap, but in the sense of a matter of resignment. It's someone who crossed their arms and simply let them drag rather than care about where to put them. A black gown radiates from her lap in a circle, and you can see the funeral dress she wears, black, blue in places, and along with the half-visible face under the veil she wears. She does not hear you, Chain, visibly, and you can't... well, I'll start with Reed, but Reed, you, a little bit before Chain enters the platform, solidify, touch down to the ground, and she gives a glance your way after a second, very slowly, as if she's not there mentally. You can sense that there are no guards here, but nobody accosting her out of pure fear. She doesn't expect to be spoken to or spoken with. She looks at you with a bit of curiosity.
I'll, with a growl, walk up to 5 paces away from this snake. Who were they?
You can see the faint rising of her chest and shoulders quicken ever so slightly, and you can hear kind of like a rasp of howling wind, her voice filter through her neck. If only I had the words to describe, then I would. But language isn't comparable to what he was. You're the Knoll that I saw then, yes.
You are the snake that perhaps set me on this strange, twisting fate. You've created one of the new 6. Do you understand that?
I would like to ask of you a question, Reed. Was it fate that killed him, or was it something else? Were you a product of this world, or was there something inside you that made you what you are now? Chain, you can creak open the door, slip, place her back on the wood, begin to overhear this now.
What is inside me is the remains of this land you've fed off of. After everything that you are going to sacrifice, are they even going to be able to look in your eyes?
Believe that everyone is capable of things that are terrible, that kill. And everyone around me was surprised that I had the capability of doing such a thing. But when you love someone, from what I have learned, when you love someone, truly love them, you have it within you to do anything. I have broken the world, and I would do it again. I would offer my condolences, but I am not sorry.
And I need no condolences. Not from you, not from the Green Cloaks, not from any Knoll.
Then why are you here? Why are you on this pavilion with me, speaking?
Because after I lost the ability to sleep and dream, every thought at night has been about strangling you, killing you, throwing you into pits and fires and crafting things from your body and I look at you and feel only curiosity.
Would you approach me, Reed? Kneel at my side.
I'll walk up, trying to make myself as tall as possible.
She does not seem intimidated.
Of course she doesn't.
And she still sits in her seat. Fushka, you're climbing the spiral staircase beside her ledge at this point.
Chain is giving in-time updates to Foskro.
Oh god.
Yeah, Foshkra doesn't make he'll pause a close yet safe distance from the door itself and just listening through Chain.
Do you kneel or do you still stay standing? Reed?
On the stair. Oh.
No, sorry.
The curiosity is too much. I'll kneel.
She slowly reaches a hand. You can see a black shawl trail at the wrist beneath her. Both hands reaching up around your chin, sort of feeling at your face, pushing your hood back. She glances at you. You can hear her raspy breathing like a death rattle. She withdraws, seats back down. She looks tired. You remind me of him in some ways. He was an old too. The best Null that I have ever met. He wished to build a better world. And I wanted to stand at the top with him. But some things are not meant to be. Not fated to be, so we have to make it.
Today, I fight in this tournament. Tomorrow, I go, guided by a prophecy. Next year, I go and fight a god, and a year after that, I will have changed the world, and I carry the remains of Talani with me. I will undo the things you have done.
I thought the same about one death I witnessed. I wish us both success. Be on your way. I am very tired. She rattles in another breath.
Stand up, start walking away.
You can see Chain there at the door.
I give him the most fucking disapproving look possible. Walk right by.
Jane's gonna slip out behind him.
The door shuts on the Sazala's platform. Push because they're behind the door.
Giving Reed the most disappointed look he's ever seen.
Ignore him. I'm unaffected. I walk past. Fuck you.
All right. Zazala was the first to arrive, but you can now hear another roar take in the crowd as the current duel in the arena seems to finish, and you can see the spattered in blood red leather gambeson of very ornate dressed Vulpanal, sort of gray fur. A very lithe and limber stature despite his age, standing and raising what appears to be a sickle and really is soaking in the attention and roars of the crowd. You've rarely seen everyone engage in such levels of revelry at the faint notice of attention. But the Bloody Baron, who you recognize, stands there in the center of this arena.
I mean, the guys here on Bell humiliated.
Yep. You don't know quite what happened there, but you can figure it out at some point. His name is Ense, yes. So,
He deserves
what is
no
the plan? Okay. All right.
We'll ignore the two bastards behind me and attempt to find and reconvene with the group.
bastard.
Wow.
I knew my father.
Oh, he.
Yes, and so did I, and mine was a bastard too.
What is the plan? Are you rejoining? You know that the other parties will be filtering in at some point or another over the course of this evening. But you do have an evening, well, afternoon and evening to spend. What is the plan? You can leave the arena to get some things done. You can explore. You can speak with some people there as they arrive. But
I know Hano said something about going up to one of the areas where the rest of the fighters
yes,
or participants would actually be gathering.
at sundown, you can hear a booming announcement by the what appears to be the very well-dressed Silver Dragonborn of the Lyceum. Greetings all to the Spire Top ceremonies, those of you participating in tonight's galleries. Well, the Champions Circle shall be up there, refreshments will be waiting, weapons aplenty as well, and you'll get to know each other before the games and revelry truly begins. At sundown, those who wish to join, come gather, and until then, enjoy the spectacles of Estelheim.
I would like to talk to Leora and Lorenz, who are still with me, I suppose.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Presumably trying to find our way back to where the others are, but
Yeah.
Hano mentioned clues. I was hoping Hano would give us something, but I'm hoping to get an idea of what we're going up against before we do it. Any ideas where to start?
I mean, we shouldn't expect that he was going to give us anything.
No, but he has knowledge. At least there is that much. I could perhaps do an aerial passover of the arena and see if there's anything obvious, but I don't know how much time we should spend stumbling about looking for insight.
I don't know either. I don't even know where to start looking.
Yeah, I'm kind of new to this whole arena fighting thing myself.
I think in this context we all are, but I'm going to fly over, look for, I don't know anything at all, but we should reconvene and decide what to do from there. Perhaps we'll keep an eye on Strost's arrival and we can speak with him, whatever it's worth at this point.
Should we maybe see if there's like a shop or something nearby where we can, I don't know, prepare for something? I don't know what to prepare for, but it just,
I
makes me
would very
nervous.
much like to, yes. I could, if we have the gold to spare, could use some better equipment. Although, I was hoping maybe to get an idea of what we're up against before spending terrible amounts of money.
Yeah. Go ahead and make the pass.
Definitely.
All right, I'll find you in a minute here then, and I will take to the air and kind of do my best to scope out as much of the arena from the sky as possible.
The arena itself, you know to be something of magical conjuration. It's difficult to look for clues inside the base arena, but I would like you to give me a perception check as you dodge and weave throughout all the other Aarakocra flying in this aerial open air.
And I will say, depending on how this goes, on natural 20, I'd like to kind of observe the area outside of, like, in the vicinity of the arena as well.
Yeah. You mean outside as in the crowds, or outside the physical arena itself?
Both. I kind of want to get
okay.
a glimpse of everything. Yeah.
So it'll take some time. Give me an investigation check as well.
Okie dokie. That one's a 15.
Both are pretty good. With the perception check, you can flit around the arena and see a pattern, but slightly interesting to your gaze, as if there's something beneath the sands that, while was very well covered, the innate shaking and vibrations of the crowds and the scattering dust of those who walk upon it reveal what appear to be a 12-chambered circle arranged roughly with a central circle about maybe 30 feet in diameter, within which there are two smaller circles sort of contained within. Not concentric, but like two balls inside a cup.
Okay, and that's surrounded by 12 circles?
Sort of 12 radiating rings towards pillars that make up the segments of this arena, yes. With the investigation check, you fly around the crowd. Nothing appears to be indicative of anything in the crowd itself, and you sort of flutter up to the sky and look around. It's a rather well-constructed place, and the view is breathtaking. It's positively stunning. You're above the cloud line. The oxygen is thin, but you can see the sea on all ends of the stained glass lands. A sort of a faint border of blue, but there's nothing that you can see around this arena on the rocky surfaces of it that would be suspicious to any degree now.
Okay, then I will reconvene.
Find anything of note?
Nothing to go off of, really. I'll pull out my journal and kind of sketch what I saw. Just a pattern underneath the sands. I'm not familiar with the design, but actually, if I think about it, Fel, is this a shape I've seen before?
It resembles a pocket watch.
Pattern underneath the sands, and I sketch it out. Not terribly unlike a pocket watch, I suppose.
I wonder what that means for us.
Can't be anything good.
Well, it doesn't help with shopping, but it's something.
Yeah. It could
I
be
don't know, maybe it has something to do with time.
It could be as simple as what makes time work a little differently for the crowd versus us.
That is true. I assume there is some significant enchantments on this arena. I guess I'm going to, as we're kind of passing through, ritually activate Detect Magic and just kind of feel out the arena as we pass through it. I'm sure there's going to be sensory
Oh.
overload in here. But
Roll me an intelligence. Excuse me. Roll me an intelligence
roll
saving
me a
throw and an
Constitution
Arcana check.
saving throw. Okay.
Dasani water bottle disadvantage is getting to me.
Intelligence and what was the check?
Arcana. For
Arcana.
Dasani.
18. And
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What the detect magic overwhelms you. It's not only the trinkets and signals of the magical items from a few different individuals within the crowd that assault your senses. The overwhelming amount of sort of black, curling, necrotic decay emanating from Xazala's platform. You can see along the lines that radiate from this central pavilion with two smaller circles inside. Excuse me. Magical ley lines that appear to be the foundational work behind some of these enchantments. It's like, are you aware of what the contingency spell is?
I mean, yeah, I don't know if it has limits to what it can do, but it's a trigger and effect spell,
I
correct?
heard a cat in the distance. Who is that?
Who is that? Tammy.
Tammy. You know the rules. You can sense that an inordinate amount of contingencies are buried beneath these sands, mostly of a conjurational nature, as if there is a trigger, a domino-like chain of arcana will quite literally rise something from this arena itself, protrude from the sands. But with the natural 20, I don't quite have a visual that you are capable of seeing yet, but let me take a look-see.
Oh.
Counterspelled it. No shot.
Darn.
No shot? What is this Gen Z Lang? Fell! Age up 10 years.
You can see that there are. Well, that would be fatal for me. The arena itself is divided into 16 segments. Like a clock, you can see that there are individual signals in 4 different quadrants here. It's divided. Actually, I'll make it easier. I will send an image to you. Because you rolled a natural 20. That's insane. Okay. Why is Pinterest so blurry? Oh, ru.pinterest.com. Okay, I understand. Yes. What you see is something that a pocket watch, sundial, some means of communicating and expressing time. But you're not entirely sure what the symbols mean. You know there are 4 quadrants that represent something. And there are 2 circles in the interior that you assume would be 2 pillars rising, with the way the conjuration has been ordained. But
I
the
drew a
more...
little sketch based on your initial description, and it's alarmingly accurate.
Okay, that's a kudos to me. Yay. I'll give inspiration to myself, actually. That's for an NPC I'll use in the
Okay.
future.
Oh no.
Fucker.
It's got to be an ally, though, because I drew it.
No. The thing that interests you are the ley lines of magical symbols present on small little circles about 5-6 feet in radius, peppered around the edge of these ley lines. They appear to be conjurational in nature each, but each have their own special little twist, and are all letters in the arcane draconic language. They'll represent different things. You're not entirely sure what, you'd have to parse deeper, maybe see it for yourself. But that's what you see.
Okay.
You think, Reed? No. The other thing you see are magical connections, kind of like a spider web through the air that connects to individual of these small circular platforms that this speaker, the announcer, is standing on, just around, obscured, blended within the edge of this arena as if to pull. Roll an intelligence check for me.
Some sort of magical tug of war. That was just a 9.
There's something you feel like it could connect between these symbols and what you've seen before, but you're not entirely sure.
Okay.
But maybe you've seen some of these symbols before in town. But that's all I can tell.
Okay. Fenton will kind of keep walking until he is trying to write and draw while walking, and eventually just stop. And with the startings of a very bad headache, is going to try to sketch out as much of what he saw as possible. And he knows he's seen some of this elsewhere in Estelheim, and he's going to get the group's advice on it when he gets a chance.
I'm assuming at this point the two individual groups of 3 can link up somewhere in one of the platforms. There's ample seating, but
Depends on where Reed's going.
where is Reed going? That's always a good question.
God damn it. I am looking for the purple of Leor's robes.
Reed is rapidly approaching your location, Leor.
While they're
Incredible.
walking, Jane's gonna talk to Foshka through the psychic whispers. What is going on with that snake? Sounds like she's destroying the world because she apparently loved someone, who I'm guessing is now dead.
Reed and I met her once. In Teresa's. When we found her, she was kneeling in front of a black coffin in a tower, surrounded by a forest of blood. She was crying in front of that coffin. And atop that coffin rested the stone that I believe Reed now carries.
What the fuck? I mean, that shouldn't be possible, right? Like, Yuan Ti aren't supposed to be able to feel emotion, like, at all.
And yet Cass is very good at pretending, is he not?
I mean, when he's pretending to be somebody else, sure, but if he's in his actual form, he fucking sucks at doing anything, really.
Makes no sense to me, but I do not have many dealings with the Yuan Ti.
She said that whoever this guy was, apparently he was also a gnoll.
That would make sense if it was in Teresa's.
None of this makes sense. She said that he apparently dreamed of a better world, but now she's destroying the world, which seems very counterintuitive, unless he's like a true null, not like a Reed null, where he wanted to just kill everything. Ugh, this hurts my head.
Reed said something to her about feeding on the land. What do you make of that?
I don't know. Maybe she's trying to do something similar to what the Golden Wolves maybe are trying to do for their dead god, and maybe if she steals enough life, she can bring back this person she loved. But at the same time, isn't there already magic that exists to bring somebody back from the dead? Why not just get somebody to do that?
You are asking the wrong person about magic, Jane.
Okay.
Listen, I know fuck all about magic too. I'm just trying to connect dots here.
Then I must apologize that my people do not teach anything about any sort of magics that could bring
So
one back.
he
Ugh. Need to bring this up to everybody once we catch up with them.
I mean,
I'm assuming I'm like one pace ahead of you two.
But this is Psychic Whispers.
Yes, I understand. I'm not hearing any of this.
Okay.
that
Yes.
he
Yes, yeah, we're like right behind you.
So I will look to the other side of the group. What have you learned?
Well, Fenton learned something for sure.
I don't know how helpful it will be. I'll flip through pages of my journal and get to the sketches I've made and the bunch of questions written around them. I've investigated the arena a little bit through magical detections. There's a shape underneath the arena.
I pull the book so I can see the picture better.
Yes. Something reminiscent of a clock, I suppose, but with 16 circles surrounding it, and there are some arcane ley lines. There's connections between various of the symbols.
Traps.
What? Traps?
Yes, some of these circles are traps.
And how do you know that?
Because, unlike some people standing behind me, I can respect the decision making of other people.
Hey, fuck you,
That
bud.
sounds
You're the one that
entirely
charged
unrelated.
towards a fucking murderous snake.
You did speak to her, then, Reed?
I got most of it. Can tell you about it probably once we're further away from other people.
Yeah, later would be good. For now, traps possibly. They are quite large. There's definitely contingency spells placed upon many of them, presumably something that will rise out of the sand in response to an action. I assume it will be an arcane puzzle of sorts.
Chain knows fuck all about magic, but can you take a look and see if he can't connect the dot maybe that Fenton wasn't able to?
Yeah, and I'll recreate on my drawing. I've recreated the symbols as best as I could detect them with detect magic, and I'll get Chains and the sorcerer's opinions as well.
What do you want me to roll, Fel? Is that an intelligence check or Arcana? It's gonna be the same either way.
That would be Arcana. If Lorenz is looking at it, that would also be Arcana.
Not a bad roll for Chain, but I don't think I'm gonna get shit from it.
But you are not proficient in it, so the information you
Nope.
get would be a bit different. But you've seen some things, mostly the Arcana that has been done to you, and some of the sigils that have been inscribed in you.
Oh.
Particularly, there's one that recalls to mind the symbol of transmutation on one of these 16 sprongs. You saw it subtly carved into the wall of the transmutation spire in the Lysander Draconis.
Don't know much about a lot of these, but pretty sure that one's transmutation chains as in points to one of the sigils.
Are they all schools of magic?
How many schools of magic
They
are there?
do seem to be schools of magic. There are 8, but there are 16 sigils here.
Do I only see one transmutation sigil, or are there 2 of them?
You see 2 of them. Just different symbols, but both of transmutation. They're on opposite sides of the wheel.
Would I have seen a evoker symbol when we were like in the evocation tower?
You're not that familiar with evocation, you don't know. Someone with more experience or knowledge about the arcane would probably have to guide you.
I'm not really sure, but there's 2 transmutation symbols on either side, and there's 8 schools of magic, and there's 16 circles total. So 1 for each one, or 2 for each
Yes,
one. Sorry.
Pairs on opposite sides. As to how they will come into play, I suppose we will see. But that is, I imagine, an upper hand already.
Is one symbol greater than the other?
Well, that is an arcane debate that is well out of my league, but they didn't seem to have differentiating amounts of power.
So we're not dealing with like imaginary number I and imaginary number negative I?
No. Doesn't seem to be the case, no.
And this, you said that this clearly looks like a pocket watch, right?
Yes.
Maybe it has something to do with at certain time points a certain thing will happen.
Like a trap.
Trap, a test, trial, whatever you want to call it.
It may be worth our time before this evening to refresh on each school of magic for each associated symbol, just in case we need to cast said school ourselves at certain intervals.
If this is a spellcasting trial, then it's probably going to be very... Fosker and I will sit there and look pretty.
I'm sure there will be more to it.
Or you could go and attack the others.
Such as that, yes.
Well, we have time right now, so do we want to... I know that some people wanted to go get shopping done. While we're out, do we want to try and stop by the library again? Before trying to find Starost? I'm assuming he'll probably be on the Malefica platform over there whenever he shows up.
Regarding the platforms, you can see that the Bloody Baron himself is being basically carried up the one of the staircases to a different portion of this arena, and you can see sort of purple gold banners draped around him and this place, and he seems to be engaging in revelry. I can't say that word. Revelry and wine with a few of his traveling companions just sitting there. Seems to be more like the inside of a tavern than a place for a leader of a nation, but that's New Kylax for you.
Bird, do you not have words and questions to Bandy?
I have words for and say yes, but the more productive matter, should we be able to gain an audience with any of the others, and I do wish we had this information before you spoke to Sasala, Reed. Hano indicated that each of these leaders will be facing bets of substantial nature, cities, regions, troops. I don't know what the details are, but getting an idea of what each of these council members seeks to gain. I assume Rook has already made the bet with Rose that would transfer one of Rose's cities to her possession should we win.
Thank you.
Curious
Why
what
wouldn't you tell me that over the psychic whispers? I was there too. I could have asked. I don't know if she would have given me an answer, but
Foshgra left. I was unaware of the circumstances.
I know what Snake wants.
you think you know.
More to feed on.
And what is it she feeds on?
Life.
I'm not sure how that can be arranged in a bet, but it is likely in our best interest to see that her side does not become the victor, yes?
Is grass not life? Are trees and squirrels and rats not life?
How is that relevant to what Fenton said?
And perhaps it is living territories she would seek to obtain, but I have no doubts that she would infest those regardless of what transpires here.
As she's been doing. I get the feeling that she's trying to steal life to bring life back. From what I overheard when Reed was talking.
To tell me, Bird, why has Sasala not drained a territory of the Seven?
Well, it's possibly political. I suppose I won't deny that. I assume it's just a matter of what strength she has to obtain, though. She's gotten close. The boundaries are being pushed.
And an agreement must be made to change those boundaries.
Regardless of if that's the case, again, I have my doubts that she is confined by legality. But again, we simply don't let her people win. Easy as that, right?
I can only assume that
There is a large sound as the entrance to... Oh, my Roll20 crashed. As the entrance to this Colosseum opens, the wrought iron gates fly,
Just like that.
and you can see the procession of a chariot, a horse-drawn carriage, from which a tall red dragonborn stands, imposing an ornate sort of silver armor with a prismatic sheen to it. You can see a an opalescent crown on his head, and a tattering red gold cloak that flaps behind him in the wind as his carriage passes through. He likely teleported through Lyceum, while Sazela teleported directly, and the Bloody Baron was already here. But you can see the King Amadeus of the Ochre Kingdom, along with a large entourage of guards dressed in the same sort of burnished orange, burnt orange, deep metallic, copper-colored armor traditional of their guards. He takes a circle around the arena, and you can see this imposing figure step towards the edge of this arena and begin to make his way up to one of the platforms reserved to him. King Amadeus has arrived.
Prismatic, you say?
Amy.
Amy. If you call him Amy, you're dead, by the way. It's over. Nothing's stopping. What is the plan? What would you like to do?
Prismatic, like Ilithar colors.
Kind of like the sheen of a rainbow on oil. His armor has that kind of rebounding rainbow texture to it. Yes, sort of scintillating in the light.
Foolishly, only now do I stop to consider Eleanor's prophecies. Reed, you didn't happen to ask Zasala. I don't know how you would have approached the subject, but an artifact we must recover from her.
I've planted some seeds. Later.
All right. I don't know if we can simply seek audience with any of these most powerful individuals in the stained glass, but somehow letting Amadeus know that he can thank us for his continued life today might gain us an invitation to his castle.
Or misconstrued as a threat.
Aarakocra bragging to a dragonborn.
You see, that is why I hesitate to approach the subject.
Reed, you kneel to a snake.
How long have we been traveling together now, little bird? Do you count each night?
Not individually, no. Why?
You are so very far from breaking your chains. I will make you understand me.
You need to understand the hypocrisy of your own actions first.
What would you have done, Reed, if she had ended you?
Okay.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
What would you have done, Reed, if she had ended you?
If she hadn't what me?
If she had ended You.
Oh. Hmm. If she had killed me, she would have killed us all a long time ago.
She didn't know and hasn't been near any of us, except for you and Fosker that one time. Then you walk right up to her, say that you want to choke her and kill her, and then kneel to her. Out of curiosity, I think you said?
One does wonder what can make someone afflicted with a God-eater's curse love and mourn. Don't you see? Is that not the death of Shravasi?
You think what was in that coffin was Shrevasi?
No. No. Oh, think. What? There was no soul left in that dead thing the snake loved. What can kill a soul?
I do not follow or read.
You cannot bring back something that does no longer exist. That's become void. Not without breaking a few rules on your own. I will kill Sazala. But right now we both change the world. And my change is to kill that snake's change.
If that is what you're trying to do, Reed, then perhaps next time do not walk up into the face of your greatest enemy with no way of actually ending them before they end you.
You still think of me as some rabid beast? Only kill, only eat.
You said you needed to end the change that she was trying to make.
Yes,
Does that not mean ending her?
it does. Think for the future, Fashkra. And stop telling yourself that I only think of the now.
It is not, after all, the only foolish conversation we will have today for the sake of information. I think we need to decide if we are approaching those other council members now or if we are getting prepared for tonight.
I mean,
It's about 2 in the afternoon at this point, 2:30-ish. The sun's slowly moving across the crest.
Oh, lunchtime. Come here, Chain.
hey, fuck off, Noel. Leora, you said that. I'm blinking on the title of the leader of the Inari. Archseeker?
Zia. Yeah,
Yes.
Archseeker.
Leora, you said that the Archseeker gave you your staff, right? So maybe we'll have an easy in with her, see what she's trying to go after. We already have a meeting set up with Starost. Reed already talked to Sazala. That's 3 out of 7. Or we already know what Rook wants too. That's 4 out of 7. Rose probably wants to take a city from Rook or something. So we probably honestly already know 5 out of 7. The 2 wild cards are whatever Ensei wants and whatever Amadeus wants.
Ensei will let me approach, I imagine.
Yeah, if we can find her, I can try to talk to her.
Perhaps those who are better with words can do the talking, and the rest of us go and get what we can to prepare.
Well, the only one that we can go talk to right now is Ensei, if Fenton's able to actually get in and talk to him. We don't have a way of getting in with Amadeus yet, and the others aren't here yet.
No, but I imagine they will appear.
And as the 7 begin to filter in, we're going to take a 5-minute break and come to a decision as to the next steps forward when we come back. Sorry, I have to run off for a second.
Commercial break.
Yeah, commercial break. All right, to reconvene.
All right, who's doing the ad, Reed?
Oh? Did someone call?
No, we're not adding Reed. We're reading an ad.
Oh, you want me to read the ad?
No, wait.
Today's sponsor is Gamer Subs.
No, stop that right now.
New Suez Canal flavor. Just like
Did you say
home.
Suez Canal flavor?
Many vitamins, minerals.
Suez Canal, the Nile River, and the rare special Guantanamo Bay.
Wow, what great flavors.
Gamer, no bathwater.
And now I'm killing Reed.
Phil, thank you for the emotions.
Reed, thank you for the heart attack.
It's hard to explain how offended Reed is that all of you still think he's going to go around making everything worse.
He's a very impulsive person.
He's
Leora doesn't think of them like that.
He's a knoll. A balance of chaos and control. Like Reed's sense of self-control would be fucking godlike if he was any other race. I only bit Lyra once.
You didn't. You tried, but you missed.
Okay, well, I have this strange memory of, never mind.
But hold up.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Look, It's a very
It's not very
personal
right.
thing. Eventually, I'll take a bite out of all of you. And then
If you
we'll
bite me,
all
I'm shooting
truly
you with
be
the gun.
one.
Nope. Nope. Shooting you with a gun.
New voices.
Lighting your ass on fire.
You really think that's going to...
I like that you specify with a gun.
Yes. It's always has to be in there.
You know, you add enough metal to me, that just increases my AC.
Yeah, every time
Sometimes
blow
you
a hole
can't
through your
kill
chest.
things with guns.
Fucking watch me.
Okay, I will.
All right, Reed, say ah.
I cast protection from chaos and dumb.
Well, I'm chaos and smart, so get fucked. Oh, and you got counterspell. Get shit on.
I cast, hey, read this new play I wrote.
You called.
Counterspell.
I cast
Oh.
no. I cast nuh-uh.
Bonus action, yaha.
No!
I wonder if we can send Reed to space. What would happen?
Space would send him back in a comment.
I'm a shooting star, look at me! So my hit points dwindle.
I wish for a fucking pizza.
I splat into a vaguely round, flat shape in front of you.
Oh no.
Oh look,
What
another
have I done?
fell. What are your regrets, Noel?
I'm a pizza, eat me.
No.
Sounds like a trap.
Oh,
Protocol
that's bad.
violation. Protocol violation. Vor mentioned.
Oh god damn
This
it.
is something nice to read, but I'm actually taking it back now.
Okay, this is all you care. Look, today's been a day. I'm still suffering from allergies.
You're doing great.
It's actually not day, it's night.
Kind of
I-
evening here.
I prefer D&D fantasy time to real time. That's the system I use.
True, but we're
Oh,
all
and it's
invited
2
to the
p.m.
party.
Well, I don't actually know because one day lasted for like 3 weeks.
I know! It was so productive!
It was 7 sessions. That was more than 3 weeks.
7 sessions, really?
It took 7 sessions for us to get through the first day of Esselheim, at least. Possibly.
Oh.
Might have been 7 and a
Probably
half.
should have paced that one better in terms of logistics. But
We would get through 1 week, and then Fel would come back the next week and throw more shit on us.
Everyone and everything is in Estelheim.
it's
Find your mom
almost
in this.
like
Except
If I see that
for...
fucking,
Except
if
for
I see
the...
that fucking black dragonborn here, I swear to God.
Except for the Golden Wolves. Maybe.
not yet.
Oh yeah, they're on their way.
They invited
They're making
themselves.
their way downtown, walking fast.
I
It's
prefer-
as fast as they're homebound. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
I've never heard anything beyond the first 2 lines of that song, so I can't make it further.
I can't make it.
I can't make.
Falling
I
into some
can't.
moral dimension and I can't get back up. All right. Is everyone ready and back?
Yes.
Ow! Yes.
So, what is the plan? Who is going where? Who is speaking with whom? And what would you like to do in your time?
We should speak to the dragon.
I would like to, but I don't see an inn.
An inn?
A reason why random travelers would have to speak with Amadeus.
Then wear your badge.
I suppose there's some credibility there. worth a try if any of you wish to. I think I will speak with Ensei. And speak to Amadeus as well if we are able, but
I mean, I've already been shopping, so
well, you never got your armor back. I think studded leather would be brilliant to have tonight.
it's not going to be done for 2 days.
I'm aware, but perhaps we can pull some coin together and buy a fresh set, and you can sell your finished one.
Rook said that she would get me some armor for tonight.
I'm curious who her sponsor is. It's a lot of gold to throw around. What else would we seek to obtain tonight? I don't know if we can afford any artifacts. I would like a set of studded leather myself, but potions, perhaps?
I can contribute 6 silver to the cause, and that's it.
How much do we have as a collective?
I have a half of the Jackal's money.
Any number range will do for how much that is.
Lorenz has 72 gold pieces, but is holding it on for chain.
Oh, you're holding that all for me?
There's interest
Thanks,
attached.
Lorenz. Yeah.
Oh, bitch.
Because if you held on to it, you lose it all.
Wow, Laura's my new bestie. Chain doesn't even know that in character.
I kind of
Laura has 35 gold pieces.
rattle my backpack and listen intently. Nod sagely. Perhaps around 50 pieces.
Alright, so let's speak to the leaders here while we can, and then venture out to some nearby shops and see if anything could be of immediate aid to us. I do hope to get my loot back. Visit the Temple of Omid High one more time this evening as well.
It's probably a good idea before midnight. You know, considering we'll be in an arena.
I can cast without it, but it would not be preferable.
Yeah, I'd rather not be at any sort of disadvantage. So whatever you're most comfortable with, which sounds like it's the loot. Okay, well,
Alright, we start
we're
with
going as a
Ensei
group?
then? If we can, yes.
sounds good. We'll see what happens. Red is fell mutes.
He has
1 second.
fallen.
And he can't get up.
How far?
At least 2. Maybe 3.
Okay.
Sorry, the cherry chocolate I was snacking on was a lot chewier than I expected. Okay.
That's because it was a chewy chocolate.
We-
You read it wrong.
What's your armor class?
Not high enough.
Correct. I'm glad you know. All right, what's the plan?
We're going to talk to Ensei.
If we can, yeah.
We're going to attempt to talk to Ensei. All 6 of us.
Safety in
yeah.
numbers.
Upon approaching his stadium, you can hear something straight out of a tavern. There are a few different bards, 4 or 5 in the 2 separate corners, strumming lutes, playing instruments, singing songs, reciting poetry. There are no guards, but there are about 24 individuals there, all wearing very ostentatious clothing, very much in a new Kylax fashion, sort of large, bombacious, ostentatious hats, plenty of jewelry. Sitting and drinking, there's a giant barrel, most definitely magically transported here, with a spigot and all the stench of cheap ale. And in contrast, very expensive wine at his table, sort of filling in the atmosphere. Instead of they're not real guards, but let me just pull up. Just 1 second. You can see a tall male Leonin with a very trimmed beard in kind of like a carnival-style clothing, pinstripe suit, flowing cape and hat, giving a bow as the six of you approach. And who may you be?
Ask the Baron.
Well, he knows many people, and he has spoken to many, dueled many. Who are you to be of significance to the bloody Baron's entourage?
The son of Kenyan Tanobo.
Ah, I recognize that name. I knew you looked familiar. Are there other 5 followers around here, parts of the act, or friends of yours?
Yes, they are with me.
I see. Wait here 1 second. You can see this sort of burly Leonin turn, tail whipping behind him, and go to speak with the Lady Baron himself. He seems drunk already. You can see that the wine glass goblet that he's carrying in his one hand's already spilled over his tunic and a leather armor. Glances your way, waves you in.
If not stopped, I will go right up to him, yeah.
I will follow.
Ah, my luxurious friends, I've seen in such strange circumstances before, he says. I can see him lean forward, rest his chin on his curled fist. What a show you put on! How may I help you? You've tracked me down all the way from the Curious Mangrove. Are you devoted fans, or come to take your revenge, or whatever you wish to say to someone like me?
Ah, nothing more than a friendly chat.
I see. Kenyan Tunabo's son, I know what you said. I found the perpetrator in my ranks, and I made a spectacle out of it you wouldn't believe. So what brings you here?
Oh, I'm more curious what brings you here. I suppose you enjoy pleasantries, yes? Have you had any good wines lately? Perhaps a whole barrel?
Positively doused in it, aren't I? Yes.
Yaren is a delightful fellow.
Well,
I'm
he's an
curious-
evasive fellow, certainly, considering the fact that I had to cut out a few eyes and tongues from those who saw. Well, I wanted to give him some feedback, but as flighty as a sparrow, he left my borders, and what are borders but barriers? A little bit of fun, right?
Well, it does get around those barriers, doesn't it?
You would
Well,
know.
I'll cut to the chase. I'm curious why you are here. Of course, council member, esteemed and all. But I hear there are things to be gained, and I am left to ponder what bets you have made for yourself.
He gives a gives you a long glance. don't you come sit at my table for a second? Watch the show. He turns and waves a hand towards the stage that's been propped up. You can see what appears to be a female Vulpinal dressed in sort of an orange and purple gown, the edges of which curl and lick with flame. There's smoke rising as she spins what appears to be two torches in her hands, sort of up and down, around, flashing, sparkling, dancing with the motions. You can see trails of beads off the sides of her cloak. You can also, nearby, another performing act appears to be a heavily tattooed and scarred tabaxi dressed in sort of a thin cape of black and purple pressed tightly to the skin. He wields two long scimitars, kind of like rapier at the point. And as you're standing there, he twirls them up into the sky, opens his mouth, and it slots directly in. Sort of spits it out, flourish in one hand. What do you think?
Ah. Your wages are entertainers, as are your prizes, then?
Well, they've sought fit to make a show out of this, so I thought they would need performers. What a wonderful idea, yes? Do you want the honest answer or the amusing one?
I'm gonna, as I respond, help myself to a glass of his most expensive wine on the table, if I can discern which it is.
They're all more
Yeah.
worth more than most people's years of wages, so take your pick.
I give a generous pour of one to myself.
Mhm. It's probably the best wine you've ever tasted.
I act like it's my normal drink of choice, as best I can. Well, I suppose you'll tell me both. I would like
Well,
to
I
know
think
the
that.
reason.
Oh, go on.
No, go on.
I think that any answer can be laughed and ridiculed. Is that not the point of what New Kylax is? I stand for something, you see, and these people, well, they sing, they dance, but no. What were you going to say?
Go ahead. Yes, I want to hear your reasoning, your ultimate goal here, but make it entertaining if you wish to do so, sure.
You see, the real thing being waged is that red dragonborn over there, and you can see him points lazily towards Amadeus. He leans back in his seat, kind of places both arms behind his head, crosses his legs on the table. She has yet to arrive, but that prissy little princess from the Inari and him are waging war. And do you know what's caught right between their territories?
Oh, yes, I was at your celebration of such.
It's my little freak show. They don't even bother to consider me, and I found that quite ridiculous. So I hired the best circus I could find to go make a spectacle out of everything. You see, the point is not for me to win, because why would I care about all of these little agreements these phonies sign with each other about this little dueling harbor? I do my own thing. Nothing's going to stop me from abiding by their side. No, I'm going to play both sides, I tell you that. I will ally with both of them. And if one inquires why I allied with the other, well, that's a simple little lie. You know, I'm really on your side. I understand your desire for my aid in your victory against the opposing foe, but I really am on your side. I can be convincing, you know. You know what I've done. And, well, once they've pitted against each other, I guess we'll swoop in, bow, and say, have a good night, my guests, my adoring little fans. To all a good time and to all a good night, and then I'll steal the trophy away. Simple plan, right?
Right,
You
the
know-
only expense is the citizens of New Kylax, yes?
Oh no, if I win against both of them, then I'll have my own little place, and any of their troops, whether they be from the Ogre Kingdom or the dynasty that comes onto my land, will be subject to uh, ranged assault by the various rotting grapes and fruits in the vineyards of my palace. I make the laws, you know.
Yes, the laws.
I have enough old wine to supply the vinegar needs for my entire country, and so rather than compost away the rotting vegetables, might throw it in Amadeus's face.
And that is to turn back his army? And the army of the Inari?
What am I supposed to do? What are you here for? Who are you to tell me how I run my little shop?
I have a suggestion for you.
Speak, that's what you're here for, right?
Well, first I would have you know that I saved your life today, despite your efforts to end mine previously. Perhaps you will hear of the details, perhaps you will not. First, know that I did not do it for you.
Oh, then you just discredited yourself there. I thought you cared, but go on. Go on, waves a hand.
You have an obligation, and say, govern New Kylax, or bend knee to Amadeus or Zia, I do not care. Take care of those people, for the world will not be kind to leaders who treat the people poorly in the coming years.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh boy. It's a 26.
Oh,
Give me an insight check.
Okay. 15.
You know enough about the Bloody Baron that he truly enjoys revelry, but there's something behind the way he's conducting himself and making an intentional mockery of this place that you get the impression is to hide or run away from something. So he frowns, swirls his wine glass. So you're from there, yes, from Obidus. Is that why you care?
Yes. That is part of why I care.
You see, in our act of the circus I hired, they'd make the fat lady sing in the little cage she's suspended on. I'm trapped in my own proverbial one between two superpowers. What do you expect me to do? There's nothing I can do but drink, have fun while it lasts. If you have any reasonable suggestions, he waves his hand, sits back. I'm all ears.
Well, if it comes to being conquered by one or the other, I suppose that's your pick. You know Amadeus better than I do. But the Inari seems more pleasant as a whole.
You ask me to flip a coin? Well, I'll spit in their faces for the fun of it, rather than concede to luck. I didn't get here where I am now because I made arbitrary decisions. I'm skilled at what I do. But leading a country, well, that's not one of them. There's nothing anyone can do. Just sit back until the fires die down. But I do suppose that the others here will honor their word. If you're participating, well, maybe speak to the ringleader over there. He points towards Leonin. If you're willing to aid against against Amadeus and against Gia, then make them promise not to invade my territory.
I think that's a good start. There's a more pressing war to consider first, anyhow. I will do so.
When I get off my pavilion, I have some... I wouldn't say business to attend to, but more important things, yes. I'm sure you understand. Goodbye. Turns away.
What an excellent individual.
Shane's gonna talk to Fenton through the psychic whispers. Well, we might have it in with Amadeus now if we want to play a certain side.
Perhaps that could work. In any case, I think New Kylax will not be a significant concern of ours tonight.
Doesn't sound like it.
None of us know what he's planning.
Foshkra, as you're looking at the flame dancer, you can see her meet your gaze, and with a spin, she lenses out what appears to be a whip covered in flame around you by the neck, and just tries to bring you a step closer. It's not going to deal damage, especially since you're immune to fire, and she seems to know that. But she is going to roll an attack roll against you.
Okay.
Whips and chains and lizards.
Wow.
And is this spell confirming that I'm immune to fire now?
It doesn't. That'll be a 14 to hit.
That's the negative Ghost Rider.
It's a negative Ghost Rider. You can feel it sort of tug against your shoulder, kind of like a just a rope briefly pulling you forward, but it doesn't latch on. She withdraws it with a spin, gives you a kind of coy smile.
Could I try to grab the whip before she pulls it away?
Roll me a dexterity saving throw. This would be a sort of a reaction to try to grab it. It's an 8, unfortunately. You clutch around it, but it slithers through your fist.
Is she close enough for words?
Yeah, she's about 15 feet away.
You dance with fire.
I make it a fun time.
You dance like one of my people.
Why do you think I lashed out? She kind of gives a wink. What are the rest of you doing? What's the plan? There are a few different other acts that are being performed. You can see in one corner there appears to be a sort of blindfolded tabaxi throwing knives. There appears to be a woman seated cross-legged playing a flute. The sword swallower obviously performing acts of a sort of whirling dervish energy. You can see the blade whittle through the air.
I could sword swallow if I wanted to.
We know.
Hey, hold on a second.
That wasn't expected.
I've got nothing else to do here with
So probably
this.
regroup and see how you want to
show.
possibly go about Amadeus.
Yeah. This time you can hear the gates swing wide, and also it appears to be in a horse-drawn carriage, but less a chariot and more sort of a covered traveling wagon. You can see sort of triangular domed top structure and luxurious sort of silken garments, very familiar to one of you, the Vulpinal Inari dynasty, sort of silver blue night sky, silks covering what appears to be two figures seated side by side, shaded. You can't see her, but as they take a circle around, and emerging from this carriage is the sort of slight, not quite malnourished, but not very physically prowess. I'm blanking on the word, but
Fit.
fit. Yeah, you can see the sort of thin figure of Inarigia. You can see that 9 individual what appear to be foxtails have been sort of strewn around her form. They constitute the bulk of her sort of puffy white and orange cloak that she wears. You can see some of the dark sort of amethysts and traditional jewelry of the Inari along her face. Very well dressed, and you can see very well respected. Young female, currently leader of the Inari dynasty. She carries a walking stick, a different staff with her, and somewhat leans on it as she makes her way up the staircase towards her sort of covers closed off pavilion. Yes, exactly, the 101 Dalmatians outfit, yeah.
Well, that probably makes it easier to decide where we want to go next. Probably easier to go talk to her than try and find a way in with Amadeus, right?
Yeah.
Leor, I'd like you to roll a perception check.
Oh boy. 19.
In her guard entourage, about a dozen different mix between male and female Vulpinals, carrying what appears to be a polearm, a halberd of some kind, dressed in sort of a sheen of silver armor, is a very familiar face to you. But he appears to be one of the guards in her troop. He kind of helps her stand and struggle up the staircase. Assumes a place at her side once she's settled into her seat in the pavilion.
Leora would stop in her tracks. Like, she, seeing the Archseeker, would turn and have started to take some steps in her direction until she noticed him. She would have stopped in her tracks and waited for the others to catch up.
Shane would have been walking towards that direction with her, probably.
The dragon is more pertinent to our quest. For what reason would we seek entry with the fox?
Information.
You can go talk to the dragon if you want. I have to go talk to the Archseeker. I have to see them.
Leora, will you make that plea for Ensei, but more for me? See if some arrangement can be made to keep New Kylax safe from their war with the Ochre Kingdom.
Yeah, yeah. I'll see if she'll keep Nukralax out of it, out of whatever they're doing.
Are you all right?
I have to go. Yeah, I'll be okay. Yeah.
All right.
And then she'd turn and just start heading in that direction.
I'll growl and start following.
Shane's gonna quickly turn to Fenton. Do you think I'll be more of a hindrance or a boon with Amadeus?
Well, unfortunately, the man doesn't like Kenku, so I can't say for sure.
I think I'll hedge my bets then. I don't want to leave Leora alone, not with Reed's impulsive nature tonight.
All right.
So I'll head over there. Do keep me updated with the psychic whispers if anything happens.
Absolutely, I will at least begin to make inquiries to see if he's one we can speak to.
And Shane's gonna run off after Leora and Reed.
I'm going to assume you didn't say Reed's impulsive nature out loud in a way where Reed could hear it, or else he would immediately start attacking you.
You can't tell me that he isn't.
All right.
The man charged at the snake with no.
I could tell you it's more complicated than you think it is.
Floated. So Leora, along with Reed and Chain in the background, are going to the Inari Dynasty, and Fenton, Chain, Lorenz, are you going to Amadeus?
Shane's going to the Inari.
Where's
And
Foshra
also,
going?
Foshra, Fenton, Lorenz are going to Amadeus.
We
Yeah, I
split-
believe
Yeah.
that's the split.
We split the party again.
Unless either of you want to meet the Archseeker. It's up to you.
Leora's got this.
Right. We'll flip a coin.
If you ever need anyone killed, just give me the signal.
Alright. Fenton, Foshra, Lorenz. You can see Amadeus is given a wide berth by his entourage of guards. You can see that this man, tall, imposing, dressed in plate, probably doesn't need guards with him, but has them for ceremonial purposes nonetheless. He doesn't sit, but he stands and kind of leans against the railing of his shelf. You can see his tail, also armored, lashing back and forth. Behind him are two individuals. One sort of tall, lanky Anubian that appears to be dressed in just... At first you think it's like white golden armor, but you realize it is the reflection of the sun itself, and this armor he wears is not just clean, but so meticulously polished you can barely see the contours of the greaves and separations where it melds into different parts of the gauntlets and the chest plate. He leans on a shield that seems to be sort of a silver one with a mirror in the center that reflects the sight you see before you. And to his right is a dragonborn. Gold, you think the scales are, dressed in a similar set of plate armor, but this one is a radiant, prismatic, scintillating sort of not quite a rainbow, but prismatic in nature. It seems to fuse and radiate a bit of light. One of the guards turns towards you as you approach, and glances at the badges you wear and give a nod, usher you in.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah. Why are you worrying about it?
Just trust
I
and
think
read.
a keen eye would notice Fenton shaking just a little bit. Fenton is very intimidated of Amadeus.
Don't be scared of little old Amy.
Are you all right, Fenton?
I'm all right. This man is much more powerful and much more, well, I suppose, serious than Ensei. Just be sure to respect him. I don't think he would hesitate to. Well, perhaps being contestants gives us some amount of protection, but still.
Well, good to know. And Lawrence gives a pat on the back.
The two guards behind him give sort of a look and take a step back as you approach. You can hear the rattle of scales against plate as Amadeus turns, looming. He's almost 7 feet tall, down at you. His pale eyes are fierce, unwavering, very intense. Not with the same intensity as a regular individual, but it's like he's scrutinizing you, flaying you apart, looking at what makes you you. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I'm gonna take one knee and give a little head bow and encourage Lorenz and Foshka to do the same.
Poshker won't kneel,
Runs
but
with his
he'll
gun.
give the he'll tap his chest to or fist to his chest and nod. An Ignan equivalent.
He gives you a quizzical look, but an approving nod to the two of you. Turns a palm up and gestures for you to rise. After a second.
King Amadeus, I am Fenton Tenobo, one of tonight's competitors. I come with some of my allies.
Who is it that you represent?
Rook of the Sky, though we actually come with a plea from Ensei.
Do you speak for Ensei or for yourself?
That is a fair question. He didn't give us much to barter with, so I suppose it is for ourselves.
Then speak.
First, I would like to make an exchange of some sort should ourselves or Ensei be victorious this evening, that the war on the grounds of New Kylax is called off or placed elsewhere.
He takes a second. Upon what impetus have I to accept that offer? All you have admitted to is an allyship between yourselves and Ensei.
I wouldn't call him an ally, but we do have common interest, I suppose. What might you desire in exchange for such a favor?
The only stipulation I have is that the Inari dynasty does not prove victorious. You represent Rook, if I am correct. And I assume that to mean you are not favoring an allyship with Rose.
Not Rose, no.
The way I see it is that there are two separate fights occurring tonight. Between myself and Gia, and between Rook and Rose. If you wish to be involved with Ansei and his troops, I do not anticipate you will be viewed favorably by Gia, and you will be considered obstacles for my two competitors. I propose to you this. Firstly, a truce between my men and your party, provided you do not form any official alliances between yourself and Gia's troops. Second, if you wish to aid in my goals, I have no love for Rose and his ways. If you wish for an allyship between myself and Farouk, then I will ask that as part of your engagements in the tournament, you dispose of both the new Karlax and representatives and the ones from the Inari dynasty. Provided neither of those two win, I'm content to relinquish control over New Kylax once the war is concluded, but it would be an impossibility to wage a war indirectly. If you wish to deliver a message to Ansei, it is that he has my word. New Kylax will be left to its devices, should we be victorious. And if not, then all holds will be barred.
Might I inquire as to the nature of your war with the Inari in light of King Midas's return? Does that not take precedence in the short term?
The Inari dynasty is opportunistic. They care more for the acquisition of their self-proclaimed resources than they do repelling a greater threat. I understand that the Orm throne is a challenge, but from my perspective, they are across the country. I am capable of waging war on two fronts. I've done it before. I've done it on 4 fronts before. I am not afraid.
Understood. Your war with the Inari, then, is it for land, or is it for no more than the rumored stars that have fallen from the sky?
Such things fall from the sky that religions are built off of them. I recognize them to be objects of power. The Inari see something in the stars that perhaps I do not, but I do not care for it either. These things are rumored to change courses of an entire generation. Insofar as I wish to obtain them, I wish to stop the Inari dynasty from steamrolling the country. Do you believe that the Orm throne are unique in their desire to acquire land and to enforce whatever they believe is right?
Surely the notion is universal.
But you know I like to live and let live. The Inari. I'm afraid that I disagree with their 3-tiered society.
I believe these arrangements should be possible for us.
A separate note for you. Are you aware of the history of the conflicts between my nation and Malefica?
Only that Malefica was once part of your nation.
They fled my crushing iron fist. I do not wish for them to gain a parasitic foothold in a world in which I do not believe they belong. Should you make an alliance with Starrust, all of mine are called off. He turns around, sort of slams what appears to be the guard to a massive sword to the ground, and the two guards behind him begin ushering you away.
And if we defeat Starost objectively,
You will have more than my gratitude. You will
might I
have...
request a singular boon?
He holds up a fist, and two guards behind him stop. Make your requests.
Safe passage and visitation to your palace for me and my companions, some of which are not otherwise permitted in your country.
He glances towards Foshka in specific. I will make an exception for you should that be the case. Consider that part of our deal.
Thank you.
There's always fog before sunrise. Do not let it blind you. Turns and watches the ceremonies occur.
I suppose if Lorenz and Foshkar are ready, that is all here.
Yep.
Lorenz, Foshka, do you wish to say anything?
Nope.
No, got nothing to say.
Alright. As you're ushered off of Amadeus's pavilion, Leora, you're the first to approach the Inari.
Oh, I guess these things are kind of happening in tandem. When it gets to the point, I will psychic whispers to Chain that. Oh, I will tell Chain the details of the arrangement for New Kylax. I assume we'll see what Zia offers on the counterpart.
Leora, with Reed and Chain in tow, a very interesting combo. Can rise up the staircase, and some of the guards, especially with the staff you carry, recognize you. Some of them kneel. You recognize those to be of the not quite priestly caste, but certainly the warrior one. And you are led in without any real checks, with your visual appearance, your obscurements, and your staff of the Archseeker herself. You're welcomed in, actually. And you can see in Arigia's eyes kind of light up brightly. A smile appears on her face as you become visible. You can see her restrain it a little bit. She seems to have... The conversation you had with her, she did not have any sort of regal mannerisms or any kind of dynasty-like conceited reverence for herself that most nobles carry themselves with. But here she seems to have repressed it after a brief flash of excitement on seeing you shows up, and she just says, "Ah, Leota! I didn't know you were here.
If I'm honest, I didn't expect to be here.
I suppose the stars have favored us. And she kind of extends her arms and tries to go in for a hug.
Leora absolutely goes in for a hug. She holds on very tightly for a moment before releasing her.
You can feel that she's very, very physically frail, and probably get the impression that the sort of fluffy, very elegant regal clothes have been designed to obscure some of that physical frailty. But she hugs you tight and sort of holds you at shoulder length, smile on her face. The corner of your eye, you can see Soltaris, his eyes sort of very visibly widen. He contains some of his, not quite shock, but most certainly surprise. But she just says, "Hey, come tell me how your travels been."
They've they've been all over the place, but I'm so glad to see you. How are you? How are you doing? Are you doing all right?
You know how it is. She gives a kind of smile and gestures her neck towards some of the guards around her. Some things shouldn't be spoken about, but it's water under the bridge, isn't it? Made friends along your way? And she gestures towards Chain, Reed in the distance. You are held back at spear point.
Oh, I am loving the growling match I am having with this guard.
Well, stars have guided you many different places. I can see that you've grown. It's more than visually. You carry yourself differently. Huh? Ah,
Yes. She tries to focus on why she came here in the first place, despite seeing the people that she grew up with, basically, or the friend that she grew up with and the leader that she admired. She would steal quick glances to Sol in the meantime, but she would clear her throat and say, Archseeker, I need a little help from you. I know that you have a tremendous amount going on with the potential wars. I have to request that you leave New Carlax out of it, if you can.
what do you mean by that?
He can't be trusted, but he promised that he would. I don't know. It's a mess. Chain. I can't think straight right now.
Are you
The
okay?
Kenku is Chain, and he can help explain it better. He's able to mimic the voices and the things that other people say, and it would be better if you heard it from them, so that I don't get it all messed up. I'm sorry, my head's just kind of all over the place. I've missed you both so much.
And you too. I see. And just gets your eyes trace towards the badge and kind of widen a bit. Are you participating in the games?
Yeah. I guess I am. Hasn't really hit me yet, but yeah.
I see. I can see her kind of brow knits in worry. I understand why you made the request. Bring your Kenku friend over, Chain, yes?
Shane's gonna like try and act not like he's from the slums. Like he has like his arms behind his back while he steps forward.
It's completely ridiculous.
And then he's going to mimic what Ensei said, but leave out anything that would be probably seen as bad or rude. So basically,
It's
just
very,
kind of like,
very difficult.
yeah, I know, but basically just trying to mimic like the small parts where he basically wants New Kylax let out of the war between the Inari and
roll me a
Poker.
performance check for the purposes of attempting to replicate something.
Right, roll. Is it performance or is
Oh,
it deception for mimicry?
Pardon me, deception, yes.
Ooh.
Wow. Usually Kenku's speech is kind of garbled as if there was a filter on it, sometimes illegible. But Chain, your vocal replications are quite alike and gets the message across of what Ensei was saying. And you can see this very regally dressed woman kind of frowned. Yeah, me too, me too, Fenton. I hope you do. Kind of frowns, looking at Chain quizzically. Leora, I don't know how to tell you, but I don't know if I can stop the momentum of this war. The Star Seekers have been emphasizing it for generations. I was not supposed to lead it, but I am now. Kind of rubs her brow, a bit frustrated. If you can make Amadeus promise to leave New Kylax alone, I suppose if we can set something like ordain the grounds to wage war, that New Kylax citizens won't bear the brunt. I don't know. Okay, for you, do you wish for me to leave New Kylax alone?
I do. I fear that getting them intertwined is only going to hurt you and the Vulpinals in the end.
Then you can see her lean in very closely to try to whisper something in her ear. I say this because I'm bound by the codes of my people. I cannot allow you to accept. I cannot allow my people to give up on their fight against Amadeus. But if you and your group or someone else ensures that neither the Star Seekers or New Kylax or Amadeus wins, then that would be the best for all of us. Everything continues as normal. But I cannot make anything official against the Inari dynasty. You understand that I'm leading my country. I'm sorry I can't. But you can change it. I believe in you. She leans back. I am sorry, Leora, but I cannot accept a truce with New Kylax at this time.
She does her best to look a little crestfallen, but she nods and looks down and just smiles to herself a little bit and says, I understand. Thank you for hearing me out.
Then it still stands, and as the stars decree, we have met. May twilight be on your passage, Leora. She gives you a smile, which is uncharacteristic of a Vulpinal noble in public. Be on your way. I wish you luck.
Be well, please. And she would nod, bow her head to the Archseeker, and nod to Soul before turning and regretfully walking away.
Roll me an insight check for Sultaris.
Remarkable.
Another for the collection.
You can see that he sort of steps forward, his jaw apart slightly as if he wants to say something, but he closes his mouth, step back. You know that guards aren't meant to speak in public in the Inari dynasty, and he seems to look left-right as if he's bound by some social codes, but he wants to say something. But he steps back and lets you go.
Yeah, making a mental note to go pester Fenton.
Your spell slots are never safe.
Does Chain notice this?
Roll me a perception check. The rogue you are. You notice there's a brief, long second of eye contact between Leora and one of the guards, but like one of a rather tall, lanky, lean Vulpinal, kind of a scraggle of hair at the top of his head. Tried to be well kept, but maybe didn't get there all the way. His armor is clean though, and he carries a large halberd at his side. Seems very physically well developed, but don't notice anything beyond that now.
Chain will just look to Leora. Do you want me to mediate a Psychic Whispers connection?
Ooh.
I would like... Actually, could you just tell him to find me later? I would like to talk to him myself.
Yeah, I can do that. Want me to specify a place?
Perhaps where we meet all of the other contenders.
Gotcha. Chain will then reach out to Fenton, since this is like happening at the same time. Fenton, I have to break the connection. We will speak again once we meet up after we're done. Nothing is wrong. Just doing a favor.
All right.
And then Chain will he'll make a mental connection with Soul. And then he'll also do it with Leora, so that way he can keep that up afterwards. And he's gonna make that mental connection with Soul. And he's just gonna say, "My name is Chain. I'm the Kenku with Leora. She would like to talk to you personally later. Once the contestants gather in what's the place called?
The Champion Circle.
In the Champion Circle."
There's a brief moment of visible surprise on his face as there's the sort of unpleasant crackle of electricity in his mind, and words filter through, but he glances at you with a look of understanding, and you can hear a voice protected back. "Oh, yes, of course, I'd love to. Yes, at sundown I'll be there. Tell her that I look forward to catching up. And thank you."
Of course. And Chain's going to relay that information to Leora and tell her. He said that he looks forward to it and he will be there at sundown.
Thank you, Chain. That means everything to me.
Of course. We should go meet up with the others and get Reed to stop growling at the guards.
Yeah.
All of my attention has shifted away from anything other than the guard holding a spear to my neck as I have the biggest shit-eating grin.
You can see what appears to be a tall male Vulpinal carrying a stick. He wears rather nice plate armor, sort of engraved and scratched with different constellations, and gives you a frown.
I'll gently press my neck against the tip and ask, what is your name, Fox?
What is your armor class, Reed?
15?
15. You suffer 1 point of bludgeoning damage as when you feel the tip of the spear sink into it, he whirls the spear behind him and with upward strike just knocks at the side of your jaw. Not hard, but enough to send you staggering back, and sort of whirls it behind him in a more defensive posture. Very calm, very precise.
Met knows before, I see.
Yes, I have dealt with him before. My name is Tasso.
Tasso. The smile will go away. I will straighten slightly and say, "You are a good guard." And I'll turn and walk away with Chain and Leora.
Houseman remembers you. He stands and resumes his posture.
Hope they do. Guys, we have to stop meeting people. I'm losing spell slots and hit points.
That's entirely your fault. You impulsive fucking knoll.
You still think I'm impulsive, huh? Ah, how little you see.
I'll show you impulsive. Reed said.
On our way out, Leora is going to use the connection that Shane made and tell him about what the Archseeker told me in whispers.
See, that's interesting. We'll have to see what Fenton and the others got with that Amadeus and see what plan we can come up with from there.
Hopefully it's something we can all work with.
You have
I can only hope.
personal.
Politics are always messy.
The entrance arrives and another caravan comes in. I say caravan because it evokes desert imagery. It seems more like a merchant wagon. I can see, horse-drawn carriages, wooden wheels, wide as if they go over sand, not soil. But in an open, sort of cushioned seat, laying not quite on his side, but resting, is a large, burly, well-built Leonin. You can see extremely pristinely well-kept mane, fur, sort of an open-chested, desert-inspired cloak that trails at his side. Doesn't wear any armor, but you can see a little dagger at his side. Most interesting part about those who have seen the Shimmering Sands, especially to Eulerans, are the guards that appears behind him in this traveling caravan. They are dressed in uniform black armor with spiky kind of wrought iron barbed wire-like protrusions in the resemblance of the thorns on the stalk of a rose. as Thief of Roses, as he is referred to, the undisputed trade lord of the Shimmering Sands, is carried in by cart and finds his way to one of his individual stadiums.
So, who was to perform assassination?
We
Good
need
luck.
like several assassinations to happen right now.
You know,
This one
we
that-
could have had a
the entire
bomb.
city as well. Just one that doesn't.
You
one that
had
doesn't.
the
One that
opportunity.
doesn't blow up
You-
the entire city as well.
Add the.
There
okay,
was one chain that was going to kill these people in particular. We stopped that one as well.
Yeah, but that's gonna hurt more people than just them.
Yeah. Not many.
Just, you know, the entire city here, all gathered in one place.
You know,
No, that was the other bombs. This
okay,
is
that sounds so excited, Reed. Alright. But as Rose enters, we are going to call session there.
Oh. So, we made it 30 in-game minutes in this 4-hour period.
I love just talking to
Longest day in
all
Estelheim Part
powerful
2.
people.
Well, there's a social part before the combat part, so.
Social
Play your
tournament, combat tournament, puzzle
Social tournament
tournament.
is just how I view interaction in real life. I hope you enjoyed.
Chain was useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're always
As
useful.
always.
What's that, Phil?
Nothing.
No, say it. Say it. If someone talked over you, say it out loud.
Okay.
Reed is still recording. It's okay.
Say it with your chest.
And ending the recording.